live with coverage you can count on. This is News 2 Today.
Good morning, everybody. We're watching a new batch of rain slowly developing south through Berkeley County now, with pockets of heavy rain redeveloping. In some of these areas, it has rained for 3 or 4 days, it seems like, non-stop. You've had a break or two here and there, but not much. And more's on the way today, plus a new threat, wind damage. We're going to talk about that coming up.
And the water levels could be an issue here.
Wow.
Well, it's already in the upstate, and that all has to come downstream. We already have our own issues to deal with. You look at roads collapsing because of the power of this water, and there's more to come from the upstate. That's all going to make its way down here.
Plus, water rescues across the Lowcountry, dozens forced to pack up their belongings, loved ones, and pets to find shelter at higher grounds. Good Monday morning, everyone. Our breaking weather alert coverage continues this morning. I'm Octavia Mitchell.
And I'm Brad Franco. The life-threatening flooding sending many across our state packing up and heading to shelters, including here in the Lowcountry. Schools are closed. Berkeley County School District, Charleston County School District, Colleton County as well. And this includes the schools, the offices, and all extracurricular activities.
That's correct. And we also want to remind you that Williamsburg County and Georgetown County school districts are also closed this morning. Dorchester District 2 and 4 are closed, and Orangeburg County Consolidated School District 3 is closed as well. Keep in mind a curfew is now in effect for Dorchester County until 7 a.m. this morning, and there are curfews in North Charleston and Williamsburg County as well. We continue to follow this morning's breaking weather alert with team coverage across the Lowcountry.
Storm Team 2 meteorologist Josh Marthers here in our studios with the latest on what we can expect as far as the new threat today. News 2's Annie Taylor is live in the Pepper Hill community, where dozens had to be rescued when the water just became too much.
Yeah, but first we're going to start with Josh this morning because we're facing a new threat. Josh.
We are. Wind damage is now our concern as we head through the morning hours. In addition to the flooding that is ongoing, a high impact from winds expected now with gusts of 30 to 35 miles per hour. This will easily bring down trees and power lines in some areas this morning. So a high impact from high wind this morning. Wind advisories have been issued. Normally the National Weather Service will not issue a wind advisory unless gusts over 40 are expected. But due to the extreme conditions here on the ground, the National Weather Service forecasters have decided that this is such a bad situation and that the tree structures or the root structures of the trees around the Lowcountry are in such bad shape due to the saturated grounds that they decided to bend the rules, so to speak, on the wind advisory and issue that. So a high impact from wind, prepare for power outages and road issues this morning. Coastal flooding and high surf are also big deal with that north wind keeping the water piled up along the coastline. So erosion will continue as we head through the day. In addition to that, rain is moving back down the coast. Once again, you can see a pocket of heavy rain now developing through Berkeley County, coming down toward Lake Moultrie, Jamestown. It's raining to beat the band right now. Georgetown, Williamsburg counties continuing to see rain, and you can see this funneling in off the Atlantic once again. So keep an eye out as we go through the morning. We expect the rain to increase through the morning hours, especially across Berkeley and Dorchester counties and northern portions of Charleston County for the next hour to 2 hours. After that, this could come down the coast into Charleston County, which would further cause problems with our current flooding situation that we're seeing there as well. Georgetown and Williamsburg counties, though, you folks up there, I mean, it is just going to keep coming based off of what we see. No real break in sight today, with the potential again of another 2 to 4 inches of rain up there. Most of us, though, see 1 to 3 inches today with isolated higher amounts. Once again, impacts extreme from flooding, high from high wind, tornado threat essentially non-existent, coastal flooding and high surf, high. This is the first time I've used an impact board with this many high or extreme impacts listed. This event just keeps going, and it will finally, though, I promise you, this system will be done by tomorrow, okay? That's my word, all right? We're done with this heavy rain after today, maybe a shower or two tomorrow. And then as we move toward the end of the week, we're going to break out into sunshine, and I'll show you that 7-day forecast coming up.
That will be much appreciated. Taking a look at one of the other impacts because of this storm that continues to cause issues. The road closures, you see them dotted across this map. We don't have enough time to read every single one of them, but keep in mind, if you have to head downtown, the crosstown is open. Downtown Charleston, the crosstown is open. Many of the flooded streets remain flooded, though, and are blocked, but they are updating that list on a regular basis, and we're trying to keep up with that as best as possible on our website. Also, you see in bright red there on the map that you just saw, I-95 closed for a 74-mile stretch. I-26, as you can see right here from mile marker 208. I-26, the exit there onto Highway 78, which takes you to Somerville, is closed. And they're asking you to avoid that area as well. Well, across the Lowcountry, many forced from their homes as a result of the floodwaters. And one of the hardest hit areas in North Charleston, the Pepper Hill community.
News 2's Annie Taylor joins us live from the neighborhood in North Charleston this morning with the very latest there. Good morning, Annie.
Hi, good morning, Octavia. Yes, we are on Peppercorn Lane. We're at the end of Peppercorn Lane where it meets Ginger Lane. This is, like you mentioned, one of the hardest hit areas here in North Charleston, and at least in this area. Right where we're standing, the water has kind of subsided and it's gone towards the back of Peppercorn Lane. One of the reasons why this community was hit the hardest wasn't just because of the heavy rainstorm, but also because this backs up into a creek. And so that made the flooding come into these homes much faster than other neighborhoods. As you can see, I'm hoping behind me, these garages, they are, there's a brown line, that's a water line of where the water was yesterday when it was at the highest. Now, some of the residents tell us that the water was 6 feet high. Some of them say, no, it was just waist high. The Army Reserve even had to come in here yesterday and help assist families get out of these homes, take their pets. They couldn't take their cars. They couldn't take any of their belongings, at least the belongings that were not destroyed from this heavy rainstorm. Here's a little bit about what they had to say yesterday afternoon.
Everything just came up, so I mean, really don't have anything to look forward to. The house is just demolished, just destroyed.
Brand new refrigerator turned sideways. The whole house, but just like this water here.
Computers, TVs, DVD players, washer and dryer, a deep freezer, and we're hoping we can get my mom's Cadillac out of the garage. Now I know what people go through when they get flooded.
As you just heard, many of the items in these homes, if not all of their items, have been destroyed by this severe storm. At the very end of the block, you can't see it, but I can tell you that there is a car flipped over and the water's completely submerging that vehicle. Residents, obviously, this lane is shut down, so residents are not waking up here this morning. The power has been turned off. They're either waking up at friends' or families' homes, or they're over at the Red Cross shelter that was set up at R.B. Stahl High School. When people can get back into their homes, that's still to be determined. We're going to send it back to you guys for now.
Those images are certainly hard to watch, and to, you know, hear that they lost just about everything.
Well, here's another spot. I mean, Georgetown, downtown Georgetown, really just starting to come back after that fire that decimated the downtown area. And now all these businesses, as you can see, had to pile up sandbags to try and protect, in some cases, the brand new stuff that they had inside. Businesses hoping to protect some of their property. At one point, the emergency officials had every ambulance out in the county. There was water. In some cases, they were saying 5, maybe 6 feet up inside houses, and they were having to pull people out. But thankfully, no lives lost there. Some roads are opening up in the downtown area this morning. As we talked about, the best news of all, Crosstown is open in both directions, which has been a long time since we could say that. King and Eugene, one of those spots that kind of became the symbol of this event for downtown Charleston because of the cars that were just kind of floating and meandering through the water. That is now open again for traffic, which is important for people. That's one of the more important thoroughfares downtown.
Certainly is. It was a busy afternoon in Somerville where several homes flooded this weekend. This was the scene on Holly Street, just off of Bacons Bridge Road. The Dorchester Creek spilled over and it could not be stopped. News 2 spoke with one woman who had water reaching up to her thighs. And inside her house, Amanda Wcbd says that she tried her best to prepare for the sandbags lining the outside of her home, but eventually she and her family had to get out.
And it's about, what, 18 inches, 2 feet? I don't know, it's a lot. But I have never encountered this before, ever. Yeah, sandbags slowed it down, but it didn't help. It just came right on in.
And the rain just will not stop, which is prolonging the cleanup process, putting Amanda's life and the lives of her neighbors on hold. Stay with us. We're coming right back after this.
We haven't seen this level of rain in the low country in 1,000 years. That's how big this is.
3 deaths are blamed on the weather in South Carolina as record rainfall brings historic flooding. Governor Nikki Haley's main message to people across the state: stay off the roads. At least 2 dam failures are reported in the state, and the search is underway for a missing Department of Transportation worker this morning.
Rescue crews have been hard at work over the last few days, and check out this video from the Coast Guard. The helicopter crew from Savannah flew up to Berkeley County and sent us this video of a rescue after they saved a mother and her 15-month-old baby from the rising waters inside their home. And they came up in that rescue basket together right there. Thankful to be safe in that helicopter. Mom holding on to baby right there. Everybody's doing just fine this morning, but boy, do they have a story to tell.
Our breaking weather alert coverage continues this morning. News 2's Ashley Yost is headed up to Georgetown this morning as the city was one of the worst hit areas Sunday.
She's on her way up there, but having to navigate through some detours. She's filing reports and sending them back. Here's another one.
On my way to Georgetown, it was just above a sprinkle until I got to be about 15 minutes outside the city, and that's when the rain really started to come down hard. But what I want to show you is this building right behind me. Where I'm standing right now, when we were here yesterday, the water was up to my waist. Now there's just a couple of puddles here and there. And what that building is behind me, it's a system of pumps that take the water and bring it out into the bay. And what the city told me was yesterday, there was just so much water that it wasn't able to do its job like it's supposed to. Now it's not on because it doesn't have to be. There's only a couple of puddles here and there in the road. So definitely looking a lot drier today in Georgetown than it did yesterday. In Georgetown, I'm Ashley Yost, News 2.
Hey guys, good morning. Flash flood warning update. We are getting a little more concerned about this batch of rain here now moving back into Berkeley and Dorchester counties as it is showing signs that it's expanding to the south. In fact, an update on the flash flood warning was just issued by the National Weather Service, and the forecasters there have a very similar concern that we do. We've been talking about this morning, that we could have issues here, maybe another 2 to 3 inches of rain across the warned area. That's Berkeley, Dorchester, and Charleston counties as this rain band expands to the south. And our high-resolution forecast model shows that occurring through 8 o'clock in the morning, and the rain could keep coming for a couple of hours this morning before letting up and becoming a little more scattered in nature as we go through the afternoon. So we could see another 1 to 3 inches of rain, or 2 to 3 inches of rain in the warning area here this morning. Widespread totals of 1 to 3 inches. And storm totals right now range from anywhere near 10 inches back toward Walterboro to as much as 2 feet of rain across portions of the Charleston metro into Berkeley County. Winds are an issue too. Sustained winds now. We're seeing a pocket of 20 plus sustained winds near the Charleston-Georgetown County line. you've got to think that trees are toppling with this right now, with gusts higher than that. Pockets, a gust just reported of 31 miles per hour at the Charleston International Airport. Wind gusts like this will bring down trees and power lines because our ground is so saturated. So please, please, please be prepared for the possibility of power outages as we head through the day today. If you're stuck at home, you may lose power. Go ahead and plug in all your mobile devices. That way you can stay with us here through CountOn2.com and other sources like the News 2 app and the Storm Team 2 app. And you'll have information on social media, all those things. Go ahead and plug in your devices. Make sure you have a full charge on those in case the power goes out where you are. Rain likely with a gusty wind today, 67. Gusts up to 35, 64 at 8 a.m., 65 at noon, 67 at 4 with occasional rain. The 7-day forecast, finally, I mean, come on. We had to catch a break, right? Well, we're going to on Wednesday. We're looking at a few showers tomorrow. Tomorrow's not going to be half bad, okay? Just a few showers around a high of 72. 78 on Wednesday, 78 on Thursday. It will be mainly sunny. Then Friday, you're looking at a high of 82 with a few scattered showers. 77 on Saturday and 74 on Sunday. If I could take Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, put those together, string them together for the next couple of months, to put into perspective the amount of rainfall that we had this weekend, we could do that and still have an above normal rain for our time period. Okay?
Pretty amazing.
How about that?
That stretch up there on I-95, Josh, I'm not super familiar with it, but 74 miles of I-95 being closed anywhere.
And I am familiar with it, and I'll tell you what's up there. A lot of flat area and a lot of creeks. And what's going on right now is you have probably the reason for that. There may, I don't know, have you guys heard of anything? Are there any bridge failures up there?
I haven't heard any.
I'm curious as to
well, there are
that's
bridge
what
failures
that
in
is.
Orangeburg. There have been failures. Obviously, we've talked about the dam failures in the Columbia area, and those are going to continue. We had road failures slash bridges, if you want to call them that, over those small streams in Monk's Corner. You have the issue with the short stay yesterday in Berkeley County. They issued that evacuation telling people to get out because road collapse was imminent at that point. So we're still working on getting new information on that. But the images, the videos, everything that you're seeing it's almost like it isn't happening because it's here.
And here's the thing too, this isn't going to stop for the next several days because you got to remember, even though rain may not be falling, the river and creek levels are still rising because of all the water that is running off. I mean, you think about these neighborhoods that are flooded. Where do you think that water is going? It has to drain naturally through our water resource system, which is streams, creeks, tidal basins, the rivers, out to the Atlantic. That's occurring across the entire state. And don't forget, guess what? We're getting North Carolina's water too. It comes through South Carolina. So this is not ending.
All right, stay with us. We're coming right back. You're watching News 2 Today. We want to thank you all for sharing incredible videos of this historic flooding event with us on News 2. Please keep them coming.
Right now, digital content producer Kelly Basil cruising the web and finding some of the more impressive videos and pictures that are out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of videos circulating. I've got a couple that I want to share with you. I'm periscoping this live, so go to our Twitter feed right now and click on the link that says Periscope Live. Just look for @WCBD and click follow, and you'll be able to join this little Periscope session. Head on over to CountOn2.com right now, and you'll be able to find everything you need to know. We've got the cancellations, the closings, the road closures. This also has a list of road openings as well. And then we've got our main article with everything you need to know about this flooding event up at CountOn2.com. Head on over to our Facebook page and click like. It's WCBD News 2. You can check out everything from some of the pictures that I've posted to some of the updates. When you call into the newsroom and you have questions, I will post those answers on our Facebook page because a caller wanted to know about the Panopolis Dam in Berkeley County and if residents should be concerned, and we checked in with the Berkeley County officials. They say there is no threat to residents at this time. And check out this video. Ben Hoover posted this on social media. This is from Columbia, and you can see only the roofs of houses. It's pretty unreal. It makes you speechless, that's for sure. And then if you check on over here, John Bodden tweeted out this. He had a good point. This is why you should stay, you shouldn't play in the floodwaters. That's a tipped over porta potty right there. Yep, okay. And then you can follow us on Twitter at WCBD. You can get all the latest updates from there. We've even got some of the videos from Ashley out in Georgetown. And check this out. Kathy Lee Gifford sent me a tweet yesterday. She said, sending love and prayers to all who are in danger in South Carolina. Latoya Jackson also tweeted, to those incurring the South Carolina floods, please be careful and safe. Prayers to all. And she put hashtag Georgetown, hashtag Charleston flooding, which is the trending hashtag for this event. And last but not least, of course, people are sharing memes. You can go check out these memes at counton2.com. One of my favorites, Charleston police looking for this vehicle seen speeding on the crosstowns. So yeah, I also want to show you guys a video that's online right now. Here it is. This is Maria Helms. She sent me this video of her and her friends floating in the flooding to the theme song from Titanic. Their video's gotten over 200 shares. They've submitted it to the Ellen Show, and they made one thing clear. Their hearts will go on during the Charleston flooding. It's always good to see, yeah. Situation. Exactly. A little humor, something to make us smile. I got to admit, laughter is the best medicine.
Sure is. All right, stay with us. We're coming right back for more of this special edition of News 2 Today.